going on, everybody? DSP here, and welcome to the Week in Preview. The camera looks off again. I apologize because I've been moving this camera around a lot recently with all the events and stuff that I've been doing. For example, this past week, I did the Twitch and Chill patron exclusive event on Saturday, so the camera was over on the PC and everything. So yeah, things have been a little bit off. Also, you may hear the air conditioner in the background, folks. It is very hot here in Washington State right now. It's actually mid to high 80s degrees Fahrenheit, by the way, not Celsius, degrees Fahrenheit. For the past 2 days, it's been that hot. It's supposed to be that hot again tomorrow. Finally starting to cool down, say, Tuesday, Wednesday, which means that finally then I'll be able to turn down the air conditioner a little bit. But I know probably today, right now in this video, and the past couple days, you probably heard the air conditioner pumping. Nothing I can do about it. It's the only air conditioner we have. We have to cool down the house, obviously, with this air conditioner. So it is what it is. But it's been a very busy month, right? We're now coming to the very end of May. Today's actually May 28th, 2017, which means there's only 3 days left in May, and we're going to be heading into June this particular week, okay? This week has a lot of variety ahead. Welcome to the Week in Preview, by the way. I don't even think I said welcome to the Week in Preview. We've got new games, new episodic games, continuing games, a lot of variety this week, all right? Unfortunately, I can't 100% tell you exactly what to expect every single day this week, simply because I don't know what's going on because of this stupid Friday the 13th game that has been nothing but a nightmare for me. I know, it sucks. Another game that's sold, basically saying it's ready to go, launches, and it's online only. There's no single-player content for this game. The game launches and doesn't work at all. Can't connect to server. When you connect to the server, it takes 10 minutes or more to find a match. When you finally get into a match, the matches are wonky. Sometimes people drop. Sometimes the match crashes. The physics are glitchy. It's really frustrating. I had planned all this past Friday to play Friday the 13th. Only got to play it for around 2 hours Friday night. I planned all day today on stream to play Friday the 13th. Didn't get to play it at all because it just doesn't work. Now, the game devs have put out a statement on Facebook, basically trying to detail everything that's gone wrong with this game. First of all, they literally admit that they didn't do any research whatsoever when it came to how many people would be playing their game. They based their server capacity estimates based off of a closed beta. They never had a full-fledged open beta for Friday the 13th, yet they based all of their server capacity estimates on a closed beta, which is insanely stupid. They did no market research to find out how much hype was behind the game or how much they were actually going to sell. They didn't even allow pre-orders on the Xbox One or the PS4, so they had no idea how many people were planning to buy this game on console. Duh, that's their own fault. Now, a lot of people are trying to say, don't be harsh with these people. It's only a 4-man dev team that made this game. Okay, that's great that a 4-man dev team worked their asses off to release a game, but don't release it when it's not ready, and don't release it for $40 when the game doesn't work. It's a fucking ripoff. 100% right now, Friday the 13th is a horrendous ripoff to anyone who bought it because most people aren't getting consistent good performance with the game. That being said, I am in the 10% of people who can't play the game at all. If you're not aware, because of all the server issues and everything that were going on at launch on Friday, some people played on Friday and their profiles corrupted. So when you try to actually connect to the server endlessly tries to load your profile and never finishes, and therefore you never get to connect to the server and it never lets you connect, and I can't play a game at all. And I'm in the 10% of people who this happened to. And some people have suggested workarounds. Why don't I make a totally new PSN account and then lose that? Well, I wouldn't have PSN Gold then, or whatever it is, right? PSN Plus, I wouldn't be able to play online, so it totally undoes that. I'm not going to pay for a second PSN Plus account to freaking go online to play this game when I already have one. That would be preposterous. The game devs have basically come out and said they have no ETA for a fix on this. They have no idea when this game's going to work properly. They're working fervently, which I believe. If they really are a 4-man dev team, and they did say that they have employed outside help, I believe it. The problem was, it's 2017, enough is enough. We learned this with Street Fighter V last year. You cannot charge for a game that cannot work if it's online only and it's not going to work at launch. You need to actually fucking do market research and find out how many people are actually going to buy your game, not just guess, which is literally what they did. Well, we had a closed beta, we just guessed based off those numbers. It's like, What? No! You should be taking pre-orders on PSN and Xbox One so you know how many people are going to want to play. You should be doing research, maybe do a poll out there. Are you going to play the game or not? You know, are you buying it or not? At least do something. They did none of this. They just guessed, and then the whole thing's been a failure since launch. It's their fault. And it's a shame because everyone who is actually getting to play the game is saying it's actually quite fun, but it's just frustrating because you can't consistently play it. So all that being said, I want to play Friday the 13th, but I cannot promise you when I can play it. And I'm going to be honest with everyone, I am not going to schedule a session of this game until they come out and say that it's fixed. Because I've now had 2 different major streams, Friday and Sunday, that I both said would be Friday the 13th, and neither of them were Friday the 13th because the game doesn't fucking work. And I'm in the 10% of people who literally got butt-fucked and can't play this game at all because of this bug, okay? It sucks. It's complete bullshit. So, this week, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a set schedule for certain days, and there'll be days sometime later on this week where there'll be like what if days. Like, what if they actually fucking fix the game? Then I'll play it. If not, we'll do this instead, alright? So let's go through the schedule, alright? Then I'll talk a little bit about patrons events, because there is a patron event coming up shortly. The voting is going on, and there's a new patron event. You have to pledge to my Patreon in 3 days in order to be a part of it. We'll talk about that after I go through the schedule, alright? So tonight, it's actually Sunday night. It's late. It's almost 9 o'clock already. I'm finally filming the weekend preview. Today, I actually did a stream earlier of this game, Use Your Words. I hadn't planned on doing it, but I wanted to do something impromptu because I couldn't play Friday the 13th, so I did this stream. Ended up being pretty fun. People really seem to like it. So check out those videos on DSP Gaming if you haven't yet. Lots of trolling and shit, just like with the Jackbox Party Pack Marathon. Tons of trolling and stuff in there. Although it was funny because sometimes I out-trolled the trolls, which is also funny. Seriously, like, no one say I don't have a sense of humor when I'm out-trolling the trolls at their own trollish jokes. I really don't have much time else to do anything tonight. So I think what I'm going to do, I have some bills to pay and stuff. I'll just do that. And that's going to be it for tonight. So just the weekend preview tonight. Tomorrow, Monday, May 29th. The stream that I'm setting is Persona 5. Now, if by some miracle a patch releases that supposedly fixes Friday the 13th overnight, and it miraculously works, then yes, I would like to play Friday the 13th on Monday, but I'm not going to set that in stone and say that because I don't believe that it's going to happen. Twice I've been fooled already, and I'm not going to get everyone's hopes up, and everyone comes to the stream, and again, it doesn't fucking work. So right now, Monday's stream will be Persona 5, unless something miraculous happens overnight, okay? Monday night, I'm not live streaming because Monday night I'm actually going to be editing a bunch of videos for KO Gaming. I have 3 different fan submission videos. One is for Metroid Prime, one is for my very original Dark Souls run from back when the game was first released, and one is my recent Outlast 2 playthrough. I have 3 good montages of all those playthroughs that fans have submitted, and I need to edit them and get them going on KO Gaming. I haven't had time recently because of all the streaming I've been doing, so I'm going to do that Monday night, okay? That's my focus Monday night, is to edit those and at least get maybe one of them live on KO Gaming. We'll see. Tuesday is a double new release day, if you weren't aware. First of all, Star Trek Bridge Crew, which is a new PSVR game, is coming out on Tuesday. I will be live streaming that, okay? Yes, I'll be using the PSVR for the first time in like 5 months, because 1, 2, 3, 4, well, almost 5 months. It was actually January when I tried out Resident Evil 7 with the PSVR, and basically determined it really didn't add anything to the game at all, in my opinion. So now I'll be playing a Star Trek game. I am a big fan of Star Trek, not actually much the original series, but the Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. I watched those when I was a kid, and I've been rewatching them now because I get them all through Amazon Prime Video. And I love those shows, so it's going to be awesome to like be on the bridge of the Enterprise and be able to have interactions on the bridge and things. I don't know how much this game's going to hold up in regards to, say, an ongoing playthrough or anything, but I definitely want to check it out, especially because I haven't done anything with PSVR in so long. I want to brush the dust off of it and get it going here, and we'll see. We'll see what happens, all right? So that's going to be Tuesday. Tuesday night, I'm going to be playing The Walking Dead Season 3, the final episode. Yes, the final episode actually releases this Tuesday. Now, since this is a narrative-based game, I will not be live streaming this playthrough. It will be recorded offline and then uploaded to DSP Gaming at night, Tuesday night, okay? So that's Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, all right? I'd like to say they're up in the air days, all right? These days, I may choose to do more Star Trek Bridge Crew. I may choose to play more Persona 5. Maybe I'll want to do another session of Injustice 2 because I haven't had a chance to do a session of Injustice 2, in a while, maybe an online session or something. Or, miraculously, maybe the game developers of Friday the 13th will fix the fucking game and I'll be able to play it. I would love to do sessions of this. I wanted to do a session of it today with the viewers, like have the viewers come into a private lobby, but if I can't connect to server, I can't do anything with it, all right? So I'm thinking Wednesday, Thursday are open days where it could be any of those games. And yes, there will be potential for double streams, 2 streams a day, but I'm leaving it wide open on purpose just to see what happens with Friday the 13th and everything else, and we'll go from there as we get closer to the end of the week, all right? Now, the good news is, on Friday, there's another big new release, Tekken 7. Now, I know some people will be like, Tekken 7? That game's 2 years old. I've seen tournaments for it, for years now, and the footage has been out forever. Whoa, what the hell are you talking about, Tekken 7? Tekken 7 had an arcade release in Japan, and therefore people bought the arcade hardware and shipped it worldwide, so it's been in tournament-level play for 2 years. They finally made the fucking console version. Why on earth Bando Namkai... Try that again. That was like a failed Saiyan fusion, right? It was they ended up the fat fucking Goku and Vegeta together instead of the successful fusion. Why Bandai Namco took 2 fucking years to port this game to consoles, I have no idea. This is the kind of game that people would buy right away because they want to have the competitive edge at home rather than have to go to an arcade to play the game, yet they took this long to release it. Hopefully this means the game will actually be fucking polished and work at launch. I mean, I'm just saying, but... yeah, that's going out on Friday, and I'm probably playing that all day long, where I'll be doing one main stream, or maybe if it has a story mode, or some kind of that, some kind of a narrative mode, I'll try that out first. Character tutorials. Tekken is infamous for having, like, an ongoing challenge or survival mode, where if you beat it, you unlock equipment for your character, so you can deck them out and they look different, right? So I'm interested in that, and obviously online play I'll be interested in as well. So it's going to be similar to my coverage of Injustice 2, where I'm going to be trying out all the different modes, various modes over the course of, several days to a week after the release of Tekken 7. Yes, I will be balancing in other stuff in there. It's not like I'm just going to only be playing Tekken 7 all that time, because I know there's people who are not huge fans of fighting games who follow my videos, but I am going to be doing a lot of Tekken 7 starting this Friday, just to warn everyone, okay? And so, Tekken 7 will probably carry us all the way through the weekend. Next week, which is actually would be considered the first full week of June, I don't think there's any new releases. I could be wrong. I think someone actually said there's a rumor that the next Guardians of the Galaxy episode may come out on June 6th. And if that's the case, yes, obviously I'll play it. But really, there's nothing going on major that week. It's actually the week after E3. Now, E3, I'll be doing my usual coverage of E3 like I usually do. All right, what I'll be doing is watching the press conferences. Then I'll be getting all the data together. And then what I'll be doing is live streaming my reaction videos, because what I usually do is I record them right here in OBS. I'll live stream that over Twitch, so you can see them live if you want, or I'll just record them and upload them right to YouTube directly after I'm done. So that way, the best of both worlds. You want to watch it live, and you want to cheer, and you want to sub, and you want to tip, and yes, I will react to those during the videos. You can do that. Or you could just watch the raw video on YouTube afterwards, completely at your disposal, what you want to do for my E3 coverage, all right? More coming on that as we get closer to E3, obviously. I mean, it's still a couple weeks away, so don't worry about that. I'll have more concrete details for you. But typically around E3 week, all right, a lot of stuff tends to happen. Usually there's some demos and or teasers that get released that I might be checking out. Usually there's a few kind of smaller scale games that just get released out of the blue that I may be checking out. So we'll see. But yeah, E3 week is coming, all right? Now, let's talk a little bit about the other stuff that I told you I wanted to address. First of all, patron stuff, because there's a lot of stuff going on, activity around Patreon right now, all right? Right now, the patrons are voting on the Patron's Choice playthrough. That poll, I'm going to I'm going to keep that poll open for 1 week longer. So if you're a patron who pledged $5 or more, you have the premium forum access. It behooves you. Check the forums right now in the patrons only section. There's a thread. There's a poll going on. Right now, I can tell you it's close. Right now, I believe Danganronpa 2 is in the lead for the next Patron's Choice playthrough, but I think a very close second is a tie between Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin as well as Jak 3. So we've got 3 major contenders all going here, and it's only a couple votes apart. So it very easily, if you were a patron, you're like, oh crap, I didn't know this, or I wasn't paying attention, or I forgot to vote, you could head over there right now, vote, and overturn the whole thing and flip it all on its head, all right? 1 week left. It will be next week on the weekend preview. I should be able to announce the results for you. And that playthrough, whatever ends up winning, I'm planning on starting sometime around mid-June, simply because, as I said, there really aren't many high-profile releases at all in June this year, so I think it would be a great opportunity for me to start up a Patron's Choice playthrough, all right? Now, in particular, again, knowing that there's not a lot going on in June, there's a few other things that are happening, all right? Right now, if you pledge to my Patreon in the next 3 days or so, by the end of May, and you pledge $5 or more, you're going to be contributing to and participating in the nomination and voting process for an Indies Marathon, all right? You'll be nominating and voting on games over the month of June, and that marathon will happen sometime in July. So that's great. I think that'll be a fun thing to do. I think people will really enjoy that. And Indie Marathons I've always done are always great, but you got to pledge, and I'm going to warn everyone, we are very close. We're on the edge of qualifying for this marathon, because right now, even though my Patreon page says that we're above the goal, every month I get like $100 or more of declined pledges. And last month we only made the monthly goal for this Patron's Choice playthrough by $18. So just to give you some perspective, we were really close. And typically at the end of the month, some people end up reducing their pledges anyway. I'm worried that we're not going to hit the goal this month. And obviously I need that support to keep doing live streams, to keep doing videos on YouTube. I need it. And if we're going to do the event, I need to hit the goal. I have to be a stickler about it. It has to be a motivational tool to get people to pledge. So please, if you haven't yet, go over and pledge on patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. It allows these events to happen, and it allows me to keep doing this on a daily basis. All right. So that's patron-related stuff that's going on right now. Also, in the month of June, all right, I want to let you know, I'm planning on doing some other downtime stuff. You might say, well, what downtime stuff do you kind of have in mind? Well, in particular, there's 2 things that have popped into my head that if it really is as dead as it looks like it's actually going to be for most of June, I have 2 things in mind that both would be, I think, would be great live streaming events, and both would be pretty entertaining. So here's my idea. Let's see what you guys think, all right? I'm really annoyed because right now someone's outside revving a fucking car, and it's driving me fucking bonkers. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. In fact, I'm gonna look. Who the fuck is it? I don't know. Now I don't see him. It's annoying. My neighbors own one of those fucking crotch rocket bikes. So stupid. You know, it's not even a real motorcycle. It's like one of those Kawasaki bikes. And sometimes they bring it between the houses over here instead of putting it in their garage because I guess they're lazy. I don't know. They're not supposed to, but we don't complain because we really don't use the front door anyway. And sometimes it makes so much fucking noise when they bring it in. I think that's what just happened. They were bringing it in or something. So anyway, sorry about being distracted. That just annoyed the shit out of me. So here's the 2 ideas that I have for June. I think this would be a good way because both of these ideas would take a while to get through. It's not like these are these things that would be done instantly, all right? But also I think it's stuff that people would like to see for various reasons right now, all right? So there's 2 ideas I have for a playthrough that's going to carry through June, through the dead times when there's really not a lot going on with new games, all right? Number 1, there's a game that was supposed to come out this year, all right? There was tons of hype building around it, and everyone's looking forward to it, but it got delayed. Of course, the game that I'm talking about is Red Dead Redemption 2, right? This is a game that was very, very popular. The original game, Red Dead Redemption 1, actually was one of the playthroughs that a lot of people caught me on the internet, and that was one of the ones that got me notoriety or whatever, okay? Rockstar, you know Rockstar's good, so you know that the sequel's going to be great. It's been so long since we played a Red Dead Redemption game, right? I think it's been 7 years. I think it was 2010 when it came out, right? I think so. So that being said, I knew the sequel was coming out, and I wanted to replay Red Dead Redemption. In fact, this was one of the things I was considering way back when, earlier on this year, I was considering doing a Red Dead Redemption second run. Now, at the time, there really wasn't any real insanely pertinent reason to do it at that point, okay? But now there is, and here's why, folks. I don't know how many of you know this. I have talked about it publicly on Twitter and on my forums twice now, but people still ask me about it daily. My old channel, Red Dead DSP, is hacked. And by the way, so also is my old channel, the Dark Side Phil Final Fantasy 13 channel. Both of those YouTube channels are very old. I hadn't logged into them for years. In fact, I hadn't even logged into those channels since the Google Plus integration into YouTube, which was what, 3-4 years ago, right? So that's how old those channels are. I hadn't touched them. They were just sitting there. Someone found a backdoor into them and hacked both of them, and now they're streaming all kinds of shit on there, like fucking soccer, you know, football, soccer, which is illegal. You can't do that on YouTube. It's illegally streamed games. I've tried to contact YouTube and explain that these are my channels and I want to take control back. YouTube has no support line that will listen to me. They only have a support line for channels that have over 100,000 subscribers, which those channels don't have. So I have no one to write to talk about it. So I tried using their channel restore process, and it doesn't work. It's like, okay, enter when you think the channel was created. Okay, I know when the channels were created. Here you go. All right, enter in an email address that was associated. Okay, here's the email addresses that were associated with those channels. Okay, give us this one. I'll give all this information. Sorry, we can't verify the channel's yours. And that's it. And it just ends. It's not even like contact us here at this email, post up a help forum here. Nothing's just, that's it. Process failed. Sorry, you can't get your channels back. It's over. And I know that sounds like shit, doesn't it? Because it is shit. It's a very shitty process. It's garbage. Basically, when Google Plus integrated with YouTube, then they started putting in other security features, like a two-step verification process with a phone number and another address and all this information. So now if a channel gets hacked, it's easy to get it back. But those channels were so outdated, I can't get them back. They're gone for good. And I am very nervous that any day whoever hacked these channels could just take away all those videos. So that Red Dead Redemption playthrough and that Undead Nightmare playthrough, those classic playthroughs could be gone at any time, okay? The other thing about this is, I, obviously, now for 4 years have been doing direct capture and live streaming. Back when those games came out, I wasn't doing that. The video quality was terrible. In fact, I just, on a whim, I went back and started watching some of the videos to see, could you still watch them or whatever, and I can't even watch them. Like, seriously, I know it's because things have changed. We're so used now to direct capture, but to see how the brightness is all fucked up and everything's fuzzy and nothing is focused and everything, oh my god, even the audio quality, you know, I wholeheartedly agree now that the quality is so much better, but back then, of course, I was stubborn about changing from camera to direct capture, because everyone was so used to the camera, but now, oh my god, are you kidding me? It's just night and day, and I know that if I replayed the game, number one, I don't remember a lot about Red Dead Redemption. I remember very vague things about it, but I actually don't really remember the plot that much at all. It's been so long, that's 7 years, and I've never replayed the game or never rewatched the playthrough or nothing, so for me, it would be like re-experiencing the game again just in time, because next year we're going to get the sequel. And I think that would be a really good idea for kind of a second run playthrough to do maybe in June, because there's so little going on. And I think that maybe bring people out to the streams. That's a playthrough where I don't have to constantly be ingrained in the game, so I could be reacting to cheers and subs and everything. I think it could be a really fun interactive playthrough that people would really enjoy. The other thing that I'm considering doing in June, alright, would be replaying any of the Grand Theft Auto playthroughs that I've done in HD. Like, for example, I believe it was San Andreas and I think Vice City. Both were redone in HD. Grand Theft Auto 3 might have also been redone in HD. I'm not 100% on that. But I know there's more modern, better versions of these games available on modern consoles. I know this. The reason that I'm saying this is because if you're not aware, since I left my managed partnership and my videos are no longer protected from copyright issues, and they're all getting content ID matched for music and everything, pretty much all of my Grand Theft Auto playthroughs, all the classic ones that I did, what was that, the summer of 2012, was it? It was either 2011 or 2012 when I did like this marathon of Grand Theft Auto. They're all ruined. The music is muted. A lot of the videos are blocked. I keep getting emails about it every day. At least like once a day, a Grand Theft Auto video gets blocked. And it's like, well, those playthroughs were what, a couple hundred parts each? And you figure I played 3 of them, so maybe there's 500 Grand Theft Auto videos. If I'm getting one blocked a day, that means within a year, those playthroughs will be completely unwatchable. So I'm debating, gee, should I go back and replay one of those games? No music this time, obviously. I'll have to turn off the music. So that sucks, because I know the music is an integral part of the Grand Theft Auto games, folks. But because there's no managed partnerships anymore and all this shit has gone away, there's nothing I could do about it. I would basically replay the game with none of the music enabled so that I could play the game and not have any issues in regards to that, and it would be a clean playthrough. Now I'd have direct capture. Again, those were games I played before I did direct capture, and again, those are playthroughs that could lend themselves to a lot of interaction with people on the stream or whatever. I think that would be a good one too. So that's kind of what I have up in the air, kind of considering for June. Either a redo of Red Dead Redemption, because those playthroughs are that playthrough's in jeopardy and may be deleted, indirect capture, or replaying one of the Grand Theft Auto classic games that I've played in the past, either 3, Vice City, or San Andreas, and I think that either one is a great summertime downtime idea. All right, now once we get the results of this Patron's Choice playthrough poll, all right, I'll have a better idea. But I'm definitely, whatever doesn't win, I'm definitely considering playing. So I'll give you a perfect example here. Danganronpa 2 or Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, I'm probably going to, whatever one doesn't win the Patrons event, I'm probably going to end up doing as a playthrough. Only that one will probably be sometime in July, okay? So that's what I'm thinking. June, July, I know the months are going to be boring because there's not a lot going on in regards to new releases. So instead, fill it with classic stuff that every day I could be streaming and people would really enjoy. And balance that with other stuff. For example, balance it with maybe going back to Injustice 2 for a session every once in a while. Going back to Tekken 7 for a session every once in a while, Balance it with the episodic releases that are coming out and stuff like that. So now we've got variety. And of course, Persona 5, which I'm not done with. Balance it with all that. And I think that could be a really fun summer, okay? I do. And then every once in a while, if I want to do an odd or an end, like, oh, I feel like doing a throwback RPG playthrough, let me go back and I'm going to play some Final Fantasy 4 or something. I could always cram that in, you know what I mean? So that would be a really good summer, in my opinion. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now, is having a summer where it's kind of redoing playthroughs that are either already been ruined or in jeopardy of being ruined on YouTube. But at the same time, combining it with other stuff so that there's variety for those who maybe don't want the throwback games, okay? Let me know your thoughts, obviously. I'm going to be honest with everyone. Don't leave your thoughts in a comment on this video, because I don't read comments on YouTube videos anymore, because there's just too many assholes who literally all they do is they spam really nasty, derogatory shit in the comments of my videos just so that they could get into some fucking detractors video on their own channel, because that's what they do now. They record the comments like fucking losers and make whole videos about it. So I would say don't even leave a comment. Instead, tweet me at DSP, email me at darksidephil@hotmail.com, or post up on my forums. Or come to stream chat one day and let me know your thoughts. All those things are controllable. YouTube comments, in my opinion now, they've degraded down to the fucking lowest level of value on the planet. They're like the primordial ooze of shit of fucking social media, and no one should be using YouTube comments anymore. I hate to say it, that's just a fact. They're garbage. And I strongly recommend, if you're a positive viewer of mine, you like my content, and you want to see me continue doing this stuff, and you want to give me actual feedback, abandon YouTube comments and come talk to me another method, because I'm pretty much almost done. I mean, I'm to the point where I might just turn them off, because then all those fucking videos will go away, because they'll have nothing to say, because no one will be able to post the nasty comments anymore that they used to make their videos. It's that simple. There's no reason. It's completely worthless. It's a cesspool of shit, and YouTube refuses to do anything about it. Instead, they fuck up the ads on the website and fuck their whole business over, instead of actually improving their fucking site in useful ways. So I'm pretty much done at this point with using. I like YouTube as a way to share vlogs like this, and a way to do the backup videos for if you can't attend the streams. But the real usage of YouTube as a daily way to communicate with people is gone. It's gone. YouTube has ruined itself. They've allowed themselves to go right into the cesspool. And I'm just done, I'm not going to waste my time, because I know what'll happen. I'll come back here, oh, I wonder what everyone's feedback is. And the first 47 comments, all with like 50 thumbs up, Phil's a faggot, Phil's fat, Phil's a loser, Phil's a beggar, Phil's insults about, my family and my girlfriend and all this and that. And I'm like, what the fuck do I want to sift through all that stupid shit for, to find the golden nugget of like 10 people who wanted to be positive and tried to leave a positive comment, but got completely overwhelmed by the negativity? You know what I mean? It's not worth it anymore. Twitter at DSP. You can email me, darksidephil@hotmail.com, post up on my forums, or come to my stream chat. Then I'll get your feedback, but don't even bother with the fucking comments anymore, seriously. Alright, so outside of all that, I think that was a lot to cover, but that was a lot of useful information, alright? Alright, so this is it, the final thank you patron crawl for April patrons. Again, thank you, April patrons. You're allowed this Patron's Choice playthrough to happen, alright? And I'm very excited for it. So, that is it, folks. Thanks for watching the Weekend Preview. I hope to see you tomorrow for Persona 5, or by some miracle sometime this week, maybe Friday the 13th. I hope that you'll check out the new videos on KO Gaming that I'll be putting out. I hope that you'll be here for Star Trek Bridge Crew, right? We got The Walking Dead, and we maybe have some more Injustice or something else later this week, and then Tekken 7 at the end of the week. So it's going to be a jam-packed week full of fun new content, and I hope to see you on the streams, and if not, I hope you'll check out the YouTube videos afterward, okay? Thank you, everyone, for watching. Peace out, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow for new gameplay, as always. Peace out.